What so-called overreaction to something you did that you feel was entirely justified? I divorced my husband after his family excluded me from dinner. That sounded so petty, and I was repeatedly told that it was. But you know what, I don't care. It wasn't just dinner. The dinner was just the last straw. I knew even when we were still dating that his family looked down on me. They weren't outright about their dislike of me. It was the little passive-aggressive things that appear innocent to others, but for the target victim, they are loud and clear. Small things like completely ignoring me when my then-boyfriend left momentarily to go to the bathroom or telling me I clear the table after brunch while they all went to another room to relax. They would talk about shopping in expensive stores and would ask me if I knew of the brand and get surprised if I said yes. His parents, when they came back from an out-of-the-country trip, would call everyone for a get-together and give everyone but me trinkets they bought. It was okay with me since I never expected them to give me anything as I was just a girlfriend, but they had something for everyone, even for his brother's new girlfriend, but me. I know in my heart that this next info matters, but people kept telling me I was just bringing up the race card. But I know in my heart that I wasn't welcome in their family because of it, or perhaps part of it. They're white and I'm not. I'm from an Asian country that I don't think they even heard of before meeting me. My boyfriend wasn't as bad as them. In fact, people's impression of him was he's a fair man. He was a liberal who was aware of social issues and active on several causes. I figured I would only suffer his family occasionally. We lived on a different state, so it wouldn't be so bad being married to him. My parents were supposed to fly for our wedding, but the pandemic happened and they couldn't just get past the restrictions. They were sad about missing their only daughter's wedding, but we couldn't really do anything about it. The event was also reduced to an intimate one with only about 20 attendees instead of our original plan of 100. His parents, who thought COVID rules didn't apply to them, didn't understand how my parents wouldn't want to attend my wedding. We did explain it was because of COVID, but they thought it was just too expensive for me to fly them in. They didn't really talk or socialize much during the wedding. My husband's siblings and their partners were friendly enough, but I could tell that they would rather just not talk to me. Yes, I talked to my husband about how I felt his family was treating me, but he dismissed it, basically telling me it was all in my head. But I don't think he was that dense. He knew for sure what they were doing, but being the lone liberal guy in a right-wing family, he perhaps thought that it would just be better for all of us if we kept the peace. Sadly enough, I also believed then that it was the best course of action, to ignore my hurt feelings. When the restrictions were lifted, his parents asked their children to vacation in their lake house for Christmas. They bought them airline tickets. They didn't buy me one, but I thought all the partners didn't get one as well. I initially told my husband that maybe it was for the best that I didn't come. The lack of ticket was a clear message that I wasn't welcome anyway. He said that they just wanted to slash our bill for us. The ticket was for a business class, not economy, so the whole thing about helping us with the ticket bill didn't make sense. I didn't want to spend Christmas without my husband, so I agreed and bought a ticket for myself. When we arrived there, it was apparent that his parents were shocked and none too pleased that I came. His mother even said outright, "I didn't know you could afford to join us." I also found out that his parents bought airline tickets for their children's partners as well. It was a deliberate move to not buy me one. They had also invited my husband's ex-girlfriend and her family to dinner. I knew because they told him while I was standing next to him. I told my husband later when we were alone that his parents didn't want me there. He couldn't deny it any longer. He asked me to give his parents a little more time to accept that he was married to a brown girl. I was shocked, to say the least. I told him that it wasn't right. It was disrespectful to me. Maybe we could return home instead. He told me to just suck it up so he could enjoy the holiday with his family. I fell asleep crying. When I woke up, I was alone. My husband went to dinner with his family. He didn't even wake me. I checked social media to see where they were, not so I could join them, but just so I could confirm that they went to dinner. I saw his sister's IG pictures and confirmed it. My husband was seated next to his ex-girlfriend. They all looked so happy and complete. My husband was smiling in all his pictures. I knew right then that I couldn't stay there anymore. I got my bag, I didn't get to unpack anyway, and called a cab and went straight to the airport. I left my husband a message to tell him I went home. I didn't get a reply until the next day. There were no sorry in his message or even explanation as to why he went to dinner with them without me. His message was to berate me for humiliating him. Apparently, my leaving him just proved that I wasn't a high-value woman, whatever that meant. I did not only leave their home that night, I also left our marriage. I was done. I signed a prenup, which his parents insisted on. I was so glad that I did. I already knew that they thought I was a gold digger. I didn't want anything to do with their money anyway. And it's faster to exit a marriage when there's no money involved. The funny thing is they are just upper middle class. If they bothered to really get to know me, they would know that I didn't need their money. At all. But one look at me and their prejudice shone through. I never again talked to my husband without a lawyer present. He tried to message me to say sorry, but when I didn't reply, he told me that I was being a third world brat, who just proved I didn't know a good life if it hit me in the face. What a guy, eh?
If you liked the story, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video and subscribe for more. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you very much.